Caitlin Clark does not have to stay with the Indiana Fever.
The ultimate, inescapable nightmare keeping billionaire sports owners awake in a cold sweat isn't a losing streak or a devastating player injury. It is a terrifying realization that their generational, franchise-saving asset finally understands the true extent of her massive leverage. In the high-stakes business of professional sports, elite talent dictates the games, but absolute leverage dictates the entire future of the organization. We watched LeBron James master the psychological warfare in Cleveland by leveraging short-term deals to hold management accountable, and now the entire basketball world is watching a 24-year-old superstar execute that exact same ruthless, brilliant strategy in Indianapolis. This is Wnba Pro, and we are exposing the most explosive power struggle of the 2026 season, blending the raw outrage of a massive fan boycott with the cold analytical reality of WNBA ticket economics. A viral podcast clip just sent a calculated warning shot straight into the boardroom, revealing how Caitlin Clark has effectively signaled that she is fully prepared to walk away and leave this franchise in ruins if they do not immediately replace head coach Stephanie White and overhaul this management regime. Forget the sideline drama. A multi-million-dollar countdown has officially begun on the owner's desk, and we are breaking down the devastating psychological warfare that the mainstream media is completely blind to.
Fever. Caitlin Clark joined Aaliyah Boston and Candace Parker on their podcast Post Moves. Great episode, by the way. And there was something that I noticed. Caitlin Clark was not committing to the Indiana Fever long term when her and Aaliyah Boston talked about Aaliyah Boston's contract.
It was a setup designed for the perfect media-trained public relations answer, an absolute layup of a moment where a franchise cornerstone is expected to smile, nod enthusiastically, and pledge undying loyalty to the organization. Sitting down for a highly anticipated episode of the Post Moves podcast alongside her teammate Aaliyah Boston and WNBA legend Candace Parker. The environment was relaxed, conversational, and completely lighthearted. As the discussion flowed from the grueling nature of the league to the immense pressure of the global spotlight, it naturally shifted toward long-term contract extensions. Boston, the team's anchor down low, openly celebrated her own contractual security, proudly announcing to the audience that she had locked in her future with the Indiana Fever through the 2029 season. Turning to her co-star with genuine warmth, Boston smiled and threw out the perfect cue. Fever till 2029. Hey, I love playing with you. The front office and league executives were practically counting on the scripted response, the standard, politically correct line about building a 10-year dynasty in Indiana.
Whatever.
She's on that till 2029. 2029.
Yeah,
Are
no,
you
that's
with
what
the
I'm
Fever
saying.
till 2029?
Hey, I love playing with you.
Yeah, well, I'm only signed till...
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Well, next year.
Don't worry.
She said, well, hey, look, I'm only signed till next year. I love playing with you too, but I'm only signed till next year. You're here till 2029. I'm not necessarily, respectfully. You know what I mean? Listen, I think Caitlin Clark should hold off on re-signing with the Indiana Fever. If she's going to re-sign, you hold up.
Instead of delivering the expected corporate script, Caitlin Clark shattered the illusion of executive control with a cold, calculated response that sent shockwaves straight into the front office. Looking back completely unfazed, she pointedly refused to commit to the franchise, reminding everyone that she is only signed through next year unless she chooses to accept the Supermax extension. While 99% of athletes would blindly leap at that kind of guaranteed wealth, she recognizes her unmatched power and refuses to sign away her future to an environment defined by coaching incompetence and structural hostility. She has endured a system that sidelines her generational playmaking in favor of archaic strategies, and a front office that actively undermines her unprecedented global impact to protect a fragile hierarchy. By withholding her signature, she is executing the ultimate leverage play against ownership, a stark ultimatum to clean house, dismiss the current coaching staff, and build a modern system around her genius, or watch her walk away as an unrestricted free agent. The most terrifying reality for management is that she holds all the cards, especially as a fierce fan boycott begins to inflict severe, measurable economic damage on the franchise's bottom line.
I think Caitlin Clark needs to continue to leave the door open on potentially not signing with the Indiana Fever. Now, shout out to Rhodes Rants. He posted this And then he said, well, we're witnessing the biggest bag fumble of all time by the Indiana Fever. Wow. And I agree. Now, what this is the yearly league attendance by the team. Now, you already know, the Indiana Fever, they're doing absolutely anything to get people to come out to these games. They're doing all type of gimmicks that we hadn't seen them do. We hadn't had to see them go to within Caitlin.
An authoritative WNBA analytics account just dropped the updated league attendance numbers. And the data is an absolute bloodbath for the Indiana Fever. The Golden State Valkyries are packing major sold-out crowds. The New York Liberty securely command the top of the league. The Atlanta Dream are packing house on the road while drawing massive local turnouts. And the Las Vegas Aces are effortlessly selling out night after night. Yet all the way down the list, sitting in a humiliating, completely avoidable fifth place in league attendance, is the Indiana Fever. This is arguably the most catastrophic fumble in modern sports economics, choking away a $1 billion golden ticket. Just last year, during Caitlin Clark's historic rookie campaign, the Fever were the hottest, most exclusive ticket on the planet, selling out every home game at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, filling 20,000-seat NBA arenas on the road, and leaving the secondary market exploding with desperate fans paying thousands just for a glimpse of her iconic logo threes. They were the undisputed cash cow of the entire WNBA, single-handedly lifting every boat and securing the league its multi-billion-dollar television deal. Now, they are staring at thousands of empty seats every single night. Cratered to fifth place in under 24 months requires a level of front office incompetence that is almost impossible to comprehend.
Every home and away game just off of the name Caitlin Clark alone. Do you guys have screwed the pooch, man? You blew it. You don't think that you guys putting Raven Johnson, who plays 5 minutes a game, averaging 1 point a game, on flyers instead of Caitlin Clark plays an effect on the attendance? You guys don't think the fact that you keep trying to put Kelsey Mitchell front and center on all the promotional kits and put Caitlin Clark off to the side?
The reality is simple. Fans did not suddenly fall out of love with Caitlin Clark. They completely lost faith in the Indiana Fever organization. You cannot repeatedly alienate your paying customers and expect them to blindly empty their wallets while you actively suppress the marketing of the single greatest point guard on earth. When you plaster your billboards with other players, treating your franchise savior like a disposable role player, you lose the right to act shocked and victimized when casual fans aggressively cancel their high-priced season tickets. It is basic, undeniable marketing mathematics, and the audience is sending a loud, clear financial ultimatum. Their loyalty belongs exclusively to Caitlin Clark, not to the Indiana Fever logo. If management continues to marginalize her impact, mismanage her minutes, and disrespect her talent, fans will financially starve this organization until ownership is forced to surrender, leaving a desperate front office looking like an absolute league-wide laughingstock.
The yearly league attendance by the team. Now, you already know, the Indiana Fever, they're doing absolutely anything to get people to come out to these games. They're doing all type of gimmicks that we hadn't seen them do. We hadn't had to see them go to within Caitlin Clark's first 2 seasons. All of a sudden, they're giving away free tenderloin sandwiches. They're giving away free oil changes. They're doing housing.
Determined to prove they are a collective unit that doesn't rely on a single superstar, the organization has instead isolated itself from the massive Caitlin Clark phenomenon, resorting to minor league marketing gimmicks just to pull crowds through the doors. They are practically begging for attendance, introducing cut-rate family nights with cheap ticket bundles, free snacks, and corporate sponsor promotions just to keep the lower bowl looking populated for the national television cameras. It is the ultimate humiliation for a professional franchise. You have the most electrifying draw in the history of women's basketball currently sitting on your roster, a player who effortlessly commands global attention. And management is burning through desperate ticket giveaways because they are entirely too proud to simply market their centerpiece and overhaul an incompetent coaching staff. This staggering executive failure is exactly why Caitlin Clark's calculated refusal to commit to a long-term extension on that podcast is the most brilliant, necessary, and lethal power play she could possibly execute.
This is mind-boggling. And this organization, I think Caitlin Clark needs to seriously consider walking away from the Indiana Fever. Don't sign that epic deal. Pack your bags and go elsewhere. Walk away from them. I mean, if they don't get it together, you got to hold their feet to the fire. I would, coach, get out of my way. Y'all gonna start promoting.
She has the Indiana Fever completely backed into a corner with absolutely no escape route, holding management's feet directly to a blazing fire. Signing that Supermax extension right now would mean completely surrendering her incredible leverage, leaving her trapped in an archaic, slow-paced system through the 2029 season, and making her a permanent prisoner to toxic organizational politics and disastrous marketing strategies. But by keeping the door wide open and publicly stating that they will figure out down the line, she instantly establishes herself as the most powerful entity in the entire league. Both she and the front office know that there are 11 other highly competent, brilliantly run organizations with massive financial backing that would gladly clear their salary cap and hand her the keys to the franchise tomorrow morning. Whether it is an ambitious expansion team entering the league with a completely blank slate, major international backing, and a desperate need for a generational center face, or a franchise explicitly designed around elite spacing and perimeter shooting, her options are limitless and vastly superior to the nightmare she is currently enduring. The ownership group is officially on the clock as empty seats painfully eat into their profit margins, meaning they must choose between protecting fragile executive egos and watching their superstar walk out the door, or acting like a true billion-dollar enterprise by cleaning house, overhauling management, and bringing in a coaching mind who actually knows how to unlock a generational basketball genius. The era of trying to humble their cornerstone is officially over. The leverage has irrevocably shifted to the player, and millions of fans worldwide are actively backing her up with their wallets. Smash that subscribe button right now for the highly analytical, completely fearless truth about WNBA business and politics. Drop your most explosive takes in the comments below on whether this is the greatest leverage play in history, and hit the notification bell, because this internal war is reaching critical mass.